Another episode here, another beer review. I'm really excited about this one because I've heard a few people talk about this beer in one of my clips that I had on my Instagram, and they saw it in my beer fridge, and a few people have said like, yo, that beer is really good. So I've never had it before. I'm ready to try it. It looks really good. It's called Save the Robots. It's an East Coast IPA brewed by Radiant Pig, and they're out of Newport, Rhode Island. So yeah, really excited to try this. So it's checking in at 7%, and what it says on the can is it says that the party is just getting started for East Coast IPAs, and we're keeping things moving with a fresh take on the style. This hazy, unfiltered gem has juicy, tropical, and citrus flavors, but finishes surprisingly smooth for such an aggressive amount of hops. So it doesn't tell you the IBUs on here, which is interesting, but it's got like this thing on the can where it says like hoppy and juicy, and it's got like 3 hops symbols next to it and 3 juicy symbols next to it. Really not sure what that means. Either way, yeah, we're gonna crack this thing open and give it a pour. Wow. So this is like, I don't know. It just looks like super light, and that is just ridiculous. This is just insane. Why he did that. Yeah, I can't even fucking drink this thing yet. Just don't like that it's doing this. Like, that's just absolutely ridiculous. All right, I'm not waiting anymore. We're cutting it short. I don't know. This beer is just like aggravating me at this point. But that's the color of it with that insane amount of head. Is it all over my nose? I think it is. It's got a lot of carbonation, and I could have told you that from the pour. Now, I thought that this was going to be light, and it is, but it's also pretty hoppy. I'm actually surprised by how much hop there is. It's juicy too. I wouldn't say it's smooth though. They said it was gonna be smooth. I don't think that this is a smooth beer. I think it's good. I think it's got a good flavor, but it's a little harsh going down, and that could just be the carbonation. I mean, this beer is really, really carbonated. I still got some more in here. Like, it shouldn't. I just don't like when beers do this. I pour beers all day long. I don't like when beers do this. So I think it's a carbonation level. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, all in all, it's a decent beer. It's got a juicy taste. It's got a hoppy taste. It's not as smooth as I thought it was going to be from what they described on the can. I don't know. Not too impressed. To be completely honest, I have not been impressed with any Rhode Island beers. Every beer that I've gotten in Rhode Island has just kind of been like this. It's like not a bad beer, but there's nothing special about it. Like, yeah, I can get a can of these and crush them all day. Like, it's a decent beer. It's not, it's not a beer that I would say that there's something phenomenal about it. It's weird. The more I drink it, it's actually getting a little smoother. Maybe now that the beer's kind of calmed down a little bit, it's actually smoother now. So, could be a temperature thing. It is a good tasting beer, and it is getting a little bit smoother. The first initial pour and, taking the first sip, tasted pretty harsh in the back of my palate. A slight burn to it. But now that the beer is settled down and it's warmed up, it's actually a little smoother. So it's more enjoyable right now. I really wonder if that has to do with how crazy that pour was. I felt like it just exploded in the glass and it just erupted. And I can see why people really like this beer. It's, for me personally, it's not my favorite. And, I feel like you guys have kind of picked that up for me when it comes to IPAs. I don't really like these lighter colored IPAs. There's a taste to them that just, for me, you know, there's just something missing to it. And I don't really know what it is, but it seems that it's got the lighter taste and it's got the more carbonation, and the beers that I like have more body to them. This doesn't really have a lot of body to the beer, and I think that's really, maybe for me, just a downside. I can see this being a really refreshing beer, like on a hot summer day, for sure. It is like, I'm not gonna say it's crushable because it does have a little bit of a hoppiness to it. It's not the hoppiest beer that I've had, but I wouldn't say it's a crushable beer. I've had much crushable IPAs than this, like the Lord Hobo, Lord Juice. That's a crushable IPA. Same thing with like the Firefly Glow. These all are like the same type of IPAs. They're like very light in color, light in taste, and they're supposed to, they're like crushable IPAs, but honestly, like, this one's not as crushable as the other ones. This has a little bit more of a hoppiness to it, which I do like, but at the same time, I don't really know what they're going for here. I feel like when you brew an IPA, you either want flavor, it to be smooth and crushable. Like, there are multiple ways to do an IPA and what you're trying to go for. Are you trying to make like that summer beach crushable IPA, or are you trying to have that just relax and drink something with full body, maximum amount of flavor, high alcohol percent? Like, that's kind of like where you go, and I just kind of feel like this beer doesn't really fit in either of those categories because it's too light, it doesn't have enough body, yet it's light and it's supposed to be crushable, but it's not crushable because it's a little rough in the beginning and it's kind of hoppy. So I just don't know how I feel about this beer, to be completely honest. I'm not gonna say it's a bad beer, but I just don't really know where they're going with this. I don't understand the beer. If you're gonna have a beer this light and have it carbonated this much, then you gotta make it crushable. And it's not necessarily crushable because it has a hoppiness to it. And if you're trying to have a beer that's got hoppiness to it, like, it needs to have more body for me. It's like I said, this is all preference. I'm just talking about my preference. I can see why people may really like this beer. Maybe they want something lighter with a little bit more hoppiness to it. But for me, it just doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna have a hoppy beer, add more body to it. I want to, if it's gonna be a sip and go, it's gotta have more than this. It's gotta have more than this. Okay, I feel like Rhode Island beers, I've gotten nothing but this. Every time I get a Rhode Island beer, it's just this. It's just that light IPA, and I'm not a fan of those. I'm not a fan of those beers. I don't like that. And this is light, but at the same time it's bitter, and it's kind of just in between. Like, I don't see the purpose in this beer. I just don't. I don't think I would buy this again for myself personally. I wouldn't. If I wanted to get a light IPA, I'd go with something else. If I wanted to get a hoppy IPA, I'd go with something else. This sits right in the middle between crushable and hoppy, and I just don't see a purpose in this beer. So, is it a bad beer? No, I can see why people like it, but for me, I don't think it's that great of a beer. So, Rhode Island, somebody please in Rhode Island, like, point me in the right direction on getting a good beer from Rhode Island, because I'm not gonna lie, all the beers that I've had from Rhode Island are kind of just mediocre fucking shit. Please, somebody in Rhode Island, like, tell me where I can get a good beer. A place that has a good New England IPA, lots of body, very hazy. Someone just point me in the right direction. So, let's get into this review. I'm going to give you my Connecticut Vlogs review, which is 1 through 10, going by 0.1 increments. And then I'll tell you what I'm going to rate it on Untappd. So, for Connecticut Vlogs, I'm going to give this beer a 6.1. I wouldn't go out and buy this beer again for myself, but if somebody handed it to me, I would drink it. I would drink it. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a light crushable beer that you can't really crush because there's a bit of a hoppiness to it, I guess this would be it. So for on Untappd, because you can only go by 0.25, I'm gonna give it a 2.75. A 2.75. Anyways, that's the review. Save the Robots, East Coast IPA by Radiant Pig, Newport, Rhode Island. Like I said, if anyone's from Rhode Island, point me in the right direction on getting a good IPA, because honestly, Rhode Island for me is a bust. I have not found anything really worth mentioning in that state. So if you guys like this video and you like this review, I drop a beer review every Friday on my YouTube channel. Also, follow my Instagram, Connecticut_vlogs. On there, I kind of just post more. I'm a little bit more interactive with my followers. I post a lot of stories, I do some live videos, I always mention where I'm going. So yeah, like if you're ever trying to catch me at a brewery, I always mention where I'm going. Guys, come and visit, say hi. Like, I'm always down to meet like people and have a good time. So yeah, if you guys just see me on YouTube, maybe follow my Instagram, because you'll kind of know me on a little bit more of a personal level. So it's Connecticut_vlogs, Instagram, yeah. And like I said, like, comment, subscribe, get involved. I'm really trying to build this community. I thank everybody for watching this video. I thank all the people hitting that thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. Like, it really does. Like, I know people say that a lot in videos, but like, it really helps me out. Like, it does wonders for me if you could just like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. And follow my Instagram. Like I said, I'm always down to meet somebody new, have a good conversation, have a fun time. Maybe you guys can be featured in one of my vlogs, because if I'm at a brewery, I got my camera. So shit's always rolling, always meeting people, and I love it. So thank you, and I'll see you for the next episode. Peace.